Two of the fantasy basketball season. And here's a few forwards I would drop this week. The first guy is Namajan Bawikwa of the Golden State Warriors. So Bawikwa, the first game of the season, had a great game at the Lakers October 19th. 15 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, a three-pointer, 85% from the field. Then October 21st versus the Clippers, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 60% from the field. And then October 24th at the Sacramento Kings, 2 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and 0% from the field. So right here, that first game, he did play 26 minutes. Then the second game, 16, and the third one, 10. So right here, it was just a fluky game one, in my opinion, for Bawika, because he's a guy that's bounced around the league over the last few seasons, and he hasn't been fantasy relevant, in my opinion. So right now, fantasy owners have gone out there and dropped him after the hot start in the first game in 9% of fantasy leagues. And I recommend to drop him as well. His playing time is not going to be a lot, and he's just not a player that's been consistent since he came from Europe to the NBA. The next player I would drop at the forward position this week is Kyle Anderson of the Memphis Grizzlies. So Kyle Anderson, he's an in-betweener for fantasy basketball. Some weeks he has big weeks like we saw last year, and some weeks he doesn't do much. So right here, he's still owned in 70% of fantasy leagues, but owners have dropped him in 9% of leagues. So the first couple games here for Anderson, October 20th versus the Cavs, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 threes, 42% from the field. October 23rd at the Clippers, 4 points, 7 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, 11% from the field. And then October 24th at the Lakers in a tough loss, 2 points, 2 rebounds, a block, and 12% from the field. So right now he's only playing about 17 to 20 minutes a game here is Kyle Anderson. And those numbers, I know it's only 3 games, but they have been horrible and a guy not worthy of a roster spot on your fantasy team. So right here, he's just not getting the job done as Anderson right now. And I would drop him. And if he gets hot again, then you go out there and pick him up. But this week, he's an easy drop in week 2. And the third and final forward I would drop this week's PJ Washington of the Charlotte Hornets. So PJ Washington, we know he's got good upside and shown good flashes the last few seasons. But now he's also banged up with a knee injury, which is making him questionable for the next few games here. So right here, the first few games of the season for Washington, October 20th versus the Indiana Pacers, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, a 3, 14% from the field. October 22nd at the Cavs, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 37% from the field. And October 24th at the Brooklyn Nets, 5 points, 6 boards, an assist, 2 steals, and 28% from the field with a 3-pointer made. So right here, he's not shooting the basketball good at all. He's not getting great rebounding numbers. And so far in the first few games of the season, anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes per game Washington is playing. So right here, I don't like giving up on guys early in the season, but right here, you still got to go out there and win games, no matter which week it is in fantasy basketball. And right now, he has been dropped in 4% of fantasy leagues. So what better options on the free agent list ahead this week? Washington is a forward I would drop. So that's a few forwards I would drop in week 2 of the fantasy basketball season.